Hello everybody. Today I'm going to ask a simple question. Why is it okay if Nintendo does something, but if somebody else does the same thing or something similar, it's automatically bad? Reason I'm asking is I've seen this a lot, where a certain company can do something and it's bad, but if it's Nintendo, it's perfectly fine. And you'll see people coming up with reasons for it. Damage control. No outcry will be... Well, you'll see no outcry whatsoever over this decision. And when, like for example, let me just start off with quite a few examples. When Sony or Microsoft stick with a tried and true layout, it's the same console, and you're just paying more for an Xbox, PS 3.5 or PS 2.5, like they were saying when the Wii was new. But when Nintendo blatantly copies the 360's controller layout, it's fine. And others are just ripping off Nintendo. Look at the Wii U Pro controller. All they did was make the analog sticks more awkward, and it's this amazing controller, but if it's something else, it's a rip-off of Nintendo. When Sony or Microsoft use the diamond button layout, like I said, it's a rip-off, but when Nintendo uses Sony's analog stick design, Nintendo invented the analog stick, so who cares? It's not like there was the Atari 5200 Vectrex or arcade machines doing analog sticks first. When Microsoft plans a Steam-style DRM with their game console, it's evil, it's terrible, it's killing gaming. But when Nintendo has DRM that links the game to your console, and keep in mind with the other DRM, your games would have been account linked. If Nintendo links the game to your console, which is not done and was last done with the original Xbox, the others have not done that since the original Xbox, because the PS3 and the 360 link it to your account. If Nintendo links the game to your system, like I said, it's fine, despite the fact that many games on the 3DS and Wii U are digital only. When Microsoft and Sony do casual controls, it's a gimmick. When Nintendo forces even the most hardcore games to use the Wii remote, and Nintendo uses the DS's touch in many games, or forces the Wii U gamepad on you, it's innovative. But when Microsoft does it, remove the Kinect Microsoft, but when Nintendo does it, nobody's complaining about the Wii U gamepad. When Nintendo releases a handheld game console for $250, or an underpowered console for $300 with unfinished software, it's fine. But when Microsoft and others patch their consoles, it's always because they're buggy and unfinished, right? When the competition releases consoles a generation or two behind the highest end PC hardware, because keep in mind this is to cut costs, well, it's terrible. But when Nintendo releases a console with 90s hardware like the Wii U, it's fine. And then the Wii U actually supposedly has some secret sauce, according to people on message boards. But even though the Wii U lacks UltiVec, and even though developers don't want to make Wii U games, when other companies release tons of sequels, it's bad and it's a rehash. When Nintendo releases sequels so close together, they look the same. Similar to, like, let's just say Modern Warfare 2 and 3. Modern Warfare 3, everybody knows, was a crappy game, and it felt rehashy. But when Nintendo does it, it's fine. But when other people do it, it's bad. You could put the new Super Mario games next to each other and they'd look the same. When Nintendo releases kids games and watered down games, they are the savior of gaming, fighting against bloody shooter software. But when other companies release games for a similar demographic on non-Nintendo consoles, they're kiddie, they're rip-offs, or people just ignore them. When Nintendo releases a game several generations out of date, like technical-wise, like let's just say Pokemon X and Y, or it's fine. But when a cross-gen game or launch title is released by a third party, it's bad. They're not changing, they're just rehashes. You're buying the same game over and over again. There are other times Nintendo has been behind and has gotten away with it, like the Wii U storage space, because there are people who say you don't need more than 232 gigabytes. And if you do, enjoy using a desktop-sized hard drive or a Y cable. While the slow Blu-ray drive is better because it doesn't need any game installs, and let's not forget that Bare Bones Online, which took Nintendo a while to do, because like I said, it's only good when Nintendo does it. It's good because it's free, even though it's bare bones and lacks features even the original Xbox Live had. So is there any reason that it's fine when Nintendo does it? And I need a modern day reason, because just because Nintendo did something back in the day, which is overhyped, because, long story short, if you do the research, you'll find that Nintendo just happened to get in at the right time. If you look that stuff up, you'll find out that, let's be honest here, what is Nintendo doing now, I'm talking now, that makes them any more relevant? Because let's be honest, they aren't. And just because they have some franchise that was big in the day doesn't mean they're any different than a musician that was big in the day, but only tours at casinos now, playing some greatest hits. That's really all I have to say. And before somebody says, Nintendo saved gaming, let me just say a few things. Not only did it affect Nintendo, I mean, North America only, but 2 words: computer gaming. That's all. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more.